It's the humility, dude. You need to be humble. And if you're humble, God will talk to you. It is the truth. And people will want to combat me on this. And I'm sorry that people's life journey has put them in a situation where it may be more difficult to perceive certain things. But like you said, sometimes you just have to sit in silence and you have to struggle. This idea that God's just going to talk to you because you asked him to talk to you when you haven't given him attention for your entire life, and he's just observing your actions and you don't really care about him. You don't think about him all day. Your actions don't say that you are who you are. Why would he do anything for you? Oh, well, he loves me. Yeah, but do you love him?
That's a really good point. So how do you know? How do you know that this is that this God, this Christian God is the true God? Because a lot of Christians would describe it as like faith is like a battle and you're fighting against the world and you're having to, it's faith. That's what faith is you're believing in something. God is not here on this earth. We can't physically see him or touch him or talk to him here. How do you know that this is real?
Because you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Not you shall believe it. Not you shall force yourself to adopt it. It's you shall know. And I just know. And I'm not in the quest of defending God. God doesn't need to be defended. I'm just in the quest of making sure that how I live is, and I'm a bad Christian, that's how I label myself. I'm a bad Christian. I'm the guy that goes against the grain. I'm the guy that you're not going to see going to church and singing songs with the rest of the people, but you'll see me in Liberia building water wells. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to do the things that God is calling me to do in the way that he's calling me to do it. I'm not going to be constrained by somebody else's opinions, by orthodoxy, by others' ways of operating. And what I will say is that even the Christianity of the West is very different to the Christianity in other places of the world. If you go to the Middle East, the Christianity in the Middle East is very different. If you go to South Korea, the Christianity of South Korea is very different. If you go to Nigeria, the Christianity in Nigeria is very different. So a lot of people are experiencing God in different ways, but I think that here, especially in the West, there's a lot of distractions. It's very difficult to get to know God, not just in Christianity, but just in general, right? It's very hard to develop a spiritual life because there's so much craziness and noise and internet and social media and bullshit and addictions. And I think the realization that, to me, this God was the real God was not only just knowing, and it's hard to explain. Like, there's no justification for it, and to be 100% honest, but I look at the results of my life based off of adopting this worldview, and I wouldn't change it for anything. And that's the thing, is God isn't supposed to be enough for just eternity. He's supposed to be enough for this life as well. So is the life that you have based off of the belief system that you're adopting, like, your fullest potential? Are you reaching your fullest potential? Is God giving you peace and joy and tranquility? Or do you live a miserable life? If you're a Christian and you're living a miserable life, and you've been living a miserable life your entire life, you live in sadness, if you live in fear and anxiety, then maybe you're not a Christian, because those aren't the signs of a Christian, right? And I know it's a hard pill to swallow.